The one thing I love about brook trout fishing is that it happens right away. And this was my first cast at the second spot, and this big guy came up and just crushed this zonker. Now, what are you gonna do about that?
Ooh, that's a nice sized fish.
I will catch these all day.
That is what you're in for on this episode.
The new Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario, Northeastern Ontario Tourism, Orvis Fly Fishing, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited, WeatherTech Canada.
Ontario Lodges and Outfitters look forward to welcoming international anglers when it's safe to travel once again.
Welcome to the Mattawa River, located in northeastern Ontario, Canada. The Mattawa is classified as a big river, with its headwaters being Trout Lake, just east of North Bay. It carves its way through the land for 76 kilometers, 47 miles before emptying at its mouth in the even bigger Ottawa River. The Mattawa is considered a Canadian heritage river and was a vital trade route for early settlers and Native Canadians. The region is well adorned with numerous tributaries of the Mattawa, as well as seemingly countless accessible lakes for multi-species angling opportunities. We're staying on the banks of the mighty Mattawa at Mattawa River Resort, guests of Nicole and Andrei Grigorov. Mattawa River Resort is nestled in virgin boreal forest and is a quiet, secluded drive-to location well suited for couples, families, and adventure seekers alike. But we're here for the fishing. Not the Mattawa River proper, but we're here in search of the wild eastern brook trout, bass, and pike that inhabit the region. Colin and I will be fishing together, apart as he joins Darren Cropper from Backwoods Outdoors in his search for brookies, and I'm with Sean Costello of North River Outfitters. Conditions are tough, it's hot, and the water is low. Today, Colin will fish on the fly, while Darren will spin fish to maximize their chances in these tough conditions.
So it's a great looking spot you brought me to, and I love this foam line. That's where the trout are going to be, from probably right there all the way to the tail. So what do you think? Should I go across the other side, go down and cast up?
Yeah, if I was you, like you said, I'd go down to the other side, come down that little rock face there into the water, and make your way down just to the top of that ripple and cast your way up towards the bridge.
Okay.
Just bring it right back down, because just to the south is a good sized falls with 2 pools on it, and anything coming out of those pools is heading down this way, is eventually they're making their way into the Mattawa River.
Okay, and that's as they get bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yes.
And the brook trout we're talking about here, they're going to be 10 inches, a big one would be like 16?
Yeah, the average around these creeks in northeastern Ontario is just the 10 to 12 inch size. They might be a little bigger in the early spring because they've been laying around eating all winter, but all summer long, right up into the fall when the season ends, they'll always be around the 10, 12 inch size.
And the bigger ones are going to be in the lakes?
Oh yeah, the bigger ones will be in the lakes, in the deeper water, or at the river mouths.
Yeah, especially in September.
Yeah. In September, that's where you're going to be catching them.
After fishing the first spot without any success, they decide to pick it up and move downriver near where it opens up into a large, deeper pool in search of cool water.
Everything trout like. Got one.
All right. Still got him or lost him?
Had him and lost him. He came up to the surface. About a 12 incher.
Oh, I missed him. Shoot.
And after a couple of missed fish, they decide to take a lunch break while I'm just getting set with Sean.
Good morning. This is Sean Costello. He's a guide here out of North Bay, Ontario, just outside of where the lodge is. Now, where have you got us and what are we in for today?
Well, we've got you in a spot that we don't want to name. Let's say it that way. We're in for some, what I'm hoping is some serious speckle fishing, brook trout as we know them.
Yep.
This is what we call our honey hole. This is the creme de la creme.
Well, after a fantastic paddle in, a short drive, great paddle, let's get into some brook trout.
Let's do it.
I love coming to rivers that see very little pressure, especially for brook trout. That's the situation that we're in right now. So because they don't see flies or lures very often, they're going to be searching for something big and something meaty to eat. So I'm going to start off with just that, a high protein offering. I'm going to begin with a CHERNOBYL ant. If it's on, if the fish are looking up, they should smash this right away. Let's see if this thing's going to work. Fish. So there you have it. Floating, skittering or skating, an ant just happened to do the trick for this wonderful little brook trout. Now, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. With these fish, no matter the size, they are all spectacular. They're fantastic. Fantastic brook trout. You know, it doesn't matter the size of those little nuggets. They're all fun. Let's see if we can find a grandmother. Every once in a while, you're going to find yourself in a situation where there's a pool or a run that you want to fish, but your backdrop doesn't allow you. So that's when you need to know that you have a cast in your arsenal called the roll cast. And a roll cast is done very simply. You pull off the amount of line that you want to cast out, and you simply slowly raise your rod tip until the line forms a D, and then you are able to flick it forward. You use the line on the water and that D loop as the tension that you would regularly need for a regular back cast. So once again, you bring it up, so you form that D, and then give it a flick. That's roll cast. And it'll help you when you don't have any back cast ability. Fish. Nice. Good brook trout. Get them on the reel. So we've been playing around this morning, looking to see what's going to work. Tried everything from dries, terrestrials. Finally, put on a white zonker and come tight with a brook trout. Now I've got 3X tippet on here, so I want to make sure that I don't horse them in, but I do have to get them up over this ledge of rocks, and I can feel them digging in, so give it to him when he wants to take it. Oh, they're so fun. Oh, that's a good fish, man. Really good fish. Nice. So it took a little bit for us to figure the puzzle of this brook trout out. But upon coming to this run, we were able to see some fish that were eating on top. I don't know what they were eating. So I decided to throw on a white zonker in a tractor pattern to see if we can get one to eat. And sure enough, the fish ate it, and it's a good one. Northeastern Ontario brookie. How do you like that? What I love about brook trout is that they're an all or not fish. They either eat readily, sometimes you have to figure them out a little bit, or you can't write a check big enough to buy a bite. We're in luck. They're eating today.
Mattawa River Resort is a full-service resort with families in mind. 12 very private cabins in a variety of sizes adorn the property, surrounded by forest along the banks of the Mattawa River. A full-service restaurant located in the main lodge provides exquisite meals for all guests. Mattawa River Resort is open all year long for adventure seekers and, of course, anglers. It's the perfect location for couples looking for a private, elegant getaway. For anglers, guide services are provided by North River Outfitters.
I own North River Outfitters. We're located about 15 minutes northeast of North Bay. We specialize in ATV tours, hunting and fishing, and even ice fishing. Fishing's really good. We're blessed. We're in Northern Ontario, and in my opinion, the greatest freshwater fishing in the world. The lakes speak for themselves. We can catch any freshwater species you're looking for. Walleyes are most popular, bass, pike, trout, and jumbo perch in the winter. Brook trout fishery is really good. Early season especially. Unfortunately, when the black flies are really bad, that's when you want to be out here. And late fall as well. We cater to all age groups, all walks of life. Experience isn't an asset. If you don't fish before, that's fine. We'll help you out. Fly fishing is good. We're just getting into it now with the help of our new friends here, and we've got some great spots, so I think it's something we're going to add to our repertoire for sure. You're in Northern Ontario. Every mile there's a new body of water, and most people don't fish them, which you can access by foot. I describe it as good as a flying fishing trip or better. Numbers aren't usually an issue at all. All species are quite easily accessible, whether it be muskie, bass, trout. You kind of pick the species and we'll put you on the water. Anything we can catch on a fly, we can make it happen.
Later that afternoon, Colin decides to switch gears and try his hand at angling for smallmouth bass.
How about that? Just a little guy, but I love the ambition. That was cool. Oh, catching bass on poppers, small or large, they're so much fun. That was great. Little trick, if you want to get a bass to stop, just put it in your hand like that. And then you can reach in, grab the lip, take the popper out, and turn it here. I just took a little few of my feathers there.
Meanwhile, I'm having better success in the river catching brook trout. We head downstream to a new set of rapids.
The one thing I love about brook trout fishing is that it happens right away. And this was my first cast at this second spot, and this big guy came up and just crushed this zonker. Now, what are you gonna do about that? Oh no, got me in the wood. Got him, got him, got him. Play him in this soft water. What a voracious hit. And all I was doing was swinging across, 45 degrees down, and letting that zonker swing across. And this guy came up and just crushed it. See if I can get him in the net. So a lot of times when fish do that, when they get into a situation where nice, where they actually get into some structure, all you do is give them slack line, but keep it tight. Just take the pressure off their mouths a little bit, and oftentimes they'll swim back out. Wow, what a strike, what a fish. You can never complain about catching brook trout, and they're thick. He ate this thing. All right, hook comes out, again on the zonker. Let's take a look at this little guy. 12, 14-inch fish, can't complain. Ooh, that was a fish. Ooh, that's a good one too. He flashed on it, then came back on it again. Interesting that this fish wasn't on the seam. It was on the inside of the seam in this slack water. And I saw him come up and flash on it, and then he came back and and ate it. Oh my gosh. Such fun. That's a good one too. It's pushing a lot of water. And he was sitting nosed in right on that ledge. Oh, it's a bass. It's a smallmouth. Bonus fish. Oh, it's a good bass too. On the zonker again. How'd you like that? Good fish. Now this fish came in and swiped at the fly, then came back and ate it again. Typical bass behavior. Good stuff.
The next day, we decide to target bass and pike on fly. Sean meets us early and we load up and head out to one of his favorite back lakes.
One of the benefits of fishing in Northeastern Ontario is its proximity to the GTA and many larger urban centers. But another one is the proximity to wonderful small lakes. There are literally countless lakes, rivers, and streams in this region. We're here on this unnamed lake today on the hunt for large smallmouth bass and maybe a giant gator, maybe a big northern pike.
There it is. There we go.
Fish on, nice bass. So we saw, oh, and there's one with, oh, there's one with it, watch this. Got
There
it.
you go.
That's the bigger one
There's
too.
the bigger one.
So the cool thing about smallies is that they're schooling fish. And if you hook one, it fires up the rest of them and they will often follow in. And what happened there was I hooked the small fish, he came up, jumped, spit the hook, but the big one was behind him. So I threw right back down with him, threw it right back down in there, and the big one ate it. Fun, fun, fun. Nice fish, nice 3-pounder.
Yeah.
Not a bad fish to start the day. So if you lose a fish, don't worry about it. Get that fly back in there right away, because you never know when the big one might be trailing him behind. Well, there's a piece of a puzzle. Let's go around, we'll go around in the shallow flat looking for individual boulders, staying far enough away from them, throw to them, maybe there's more bass there. It's funny, I didn't see that fish eat. It's not a giant, but you know what? In this cooler water, it's a ton of fun to see them chase, because now they're chasing. It's post-spawn, and those females are starting to fatten back up again after the arduous task of spawning. And so chasing a minnow pattern. Look at the minnow, look at it, it just barfed up. Again, barfing up minnows. But nothing with this one. Interesting. But in cool water, we're 66, 68 degrees and they fight like crazy. It's just heaps of fun.
It's funny we never saw it cruising.
No. But I think it plays too. They're relating to these boulders, right? Ambush points. Now, that fish took it on a pause. Strip, strip, pause, strip, strip, pause. Nice little bass, Scotty's McFly. Thanks, bud. Oh, has an attitude all himself. That's so fun.
That was a good fish, had a heavy tail on it. I just saw its tail. There you go.
This is unreal. I can't believe how strong these fish are. Like, that's not a big bass. My arms.
But he's all there.
There you go. Nice bass.
There he is.
Little guy. Oh, no, not that little. Not that little. I like it when that mistake happens. That's fun. You think you get a little fish on and it's not. Oh my gosh, these things are strong. Look at the bend on this 5.
Here he comes.
Oh yeah. I love smallmouth bass fishing. So we were going back to a place where we saw some bigger fish this morning, and Sean saw this rock island, and if you look, you can see that there's a black hole right in the center. So I cast past the black hole, and this guy came out and ate it. It must be a deeper spot that fish was sitting in, but no buddies with it. And again, took it on the pause. So since we've been here, that temperature's raised about 5 degrees, and it's fun to see how the behavior of the bass changes as the water temperature goes up. They get actually way more aggressive, which is a lot of fun. So got this guy in the net, and he's got wrapped up, of course. Nice, good fish. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, sir. So here's a fun trick that I learned while fishing in Wyoming. That if you're in a high gunneled boat, and obviously we should all wet our hands when we hold fish. You pick the fish up out of the net, supported, just tap the bottom, your hand's wet, and you can handle the fish. Barbless hook pops right out. There you go. Nice smallie.
Equipment used on this Mattawa River adventure is as follows. 5, 6, and 8 weight 9-foot fly rods with matching weight forward floating lines were the ticket. Leader was tapered 3x leader material with 3 and 4x tippet added as required.
There we go.
Nice trout set too. Did you see that? That's not generally the way I like to play.
That's a decent one.
Yeah, it is. It's a good fish. I'll get this guy on the reel. It's a fish.
Here we go. Oh yeah. Hey, Pike. There's your gator.
Now, if I keep this, it'll be a miracle. Now, the good thing with big pike and fluorocarbon leaders is that oftentimes the fly is right in the corner of its mouth. Do you see that? So we might actually have a chance at landing this.
That's a better one.
Good job. Thanks, Sean. Always fun when you're fishing for smallies to have bycatch of. Oh, that's a good fish. Nice northern. Very nice. Now, the cool thing about fishing northern pike and without bite wire is that the bigger they are, the more chance I feel you have to land them. I'll get this guy back. Reason being is because as the fish get bigger, their teeth actually spread apart. And what's interesting is you can get, I mean, this is 3X, so it's, light line, and it falls in between the teeth and gives me a much better chance of landing a big fish. So the little guys, you're gonna lose your flies. The big ones, you got a fighting chance.
Well, that about does it for this episode of The New Fly Fisher. Thanks for watching. I want to thank everybody who was able to help make this Mattawa River Resort adventure possible. Oh, what fun we had. Remember, adventure is out there, and what better way than to go find it with a fly rod in your hand. For more on our series, check us out at www.thenewflyfisher.com. From all of us here at The New Fly Fisher, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in Northeastern Ontario.
The new fly fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario, Northeastern Ontario Tourism, Orvis Fly Fishing, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited, WeatherTech Canada.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Ontario will be here waiting for you when it's safe to travel.